Baseball in the Boroughs is brought to you by Verizon. The Subway Series kicked off last night in Queens, and the Mets bats were popping in their 9-7 win over the Yankees. So to break it all down, joining us is Mets beat reporter for the New York Post, Mike Puma. Mike, I saw Grimace in attendance yesterday. The Mets keep on rolling with Grimace. How you feeling, man? What a great game last night, huh?
Yeah, maybe they have to bring in the Hamburglar too now, and they can really get rolling. But no, a terrific win last night. Obviously, they jumped out to the big lead early, then were able to hold on late with the bullpen. No Edwin Diaz with the 10-game suspension, but Reed Gerrit did a nice job closing it out. He gave up the grand slam to Aaron Judge, but you knew once you got toward the back of that Yankee order, it was going to be easier in the ninth inning, and he closed it out. And the bats really are the story for this Mets team right now.
Yeah, the bats continue to be on full display, and they were last night on Citi Field. So you kind of touched up on your thoughts on last night. But was this an impressive win for the Mets? And what did you take away, truly take away from the first of two games out in Queens?
Well, you look at it. They were facing Gerrit Cole last night. What's Gerrit Cole right now? It's his second game off the injured list. You wonder how much of it was Gerrit Cole rust last night that helped the Mets, and how much of it is the way this lineup is producing. And you saw Mark Vientos with 2 home runs. Brandon Nimmo, there's been nobody hotter than him right now over the last week and a half or so. He's really come alive. Harrison Bader with a home run against his former team. So, the thing I took away is they faced a pretty good pitcher who, I should say a very good pitcher. We're talking about the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the American League. But, he's coming off the injured list here, only 2 games off the IL. So, maybe a combination of factors involved here.
You mentioned the lineup. Carlos Mendoza was talking about the lineup last night when he said, quote, they're clicking 1 through 9 and it's special. Lindor's out the slump. Vientos, as you mentioned, is playing well. When did the bats kind of come alive, and when did this lineup come alive? And can we say that this is a top 10 lineup in baseball in terms of depth?
Well, you look at where they are right now. I think they're 12th or 13th in MLB in runs scored, and that's a big improvement where they were a few weeks ago when they were sitting around 18 or 19. So, yeah, if you want to put them in the top 10, I think you can. And there's certainly a depth to this lineup. And, you asked when it come around. I think the focal point everybody points to is May 18th is when Carlos Mendoza shook up the lineup, moved Francisco Lindor to the top of the order, moved Brandon Nimmo down into the middle. And, now Nimmo's been batting second a lot. But, it's really over the last month. This lineup's been producing over 5 runs a game, and it's really solid top to bottom.
Back when they were struggling, David Stern said that this is a playoff caliber team. So where can this team take a step toward being a playoff caliber team? And not only in the final game of the Subway Series tonight, but for the rest of the season?
Well, you're going to have to look at the pitching here. Do you have enough bullpen depth? And certainly the rotation stands to improve. There's a pretty good chance you're going to get Kodai Senga back. He talked yesterday about hopefully making a minor league rehab start next week. Well, that would put him on course if he continues that progression toward returning in late July. And then you have, some young arms in the minor leagues, Christian Scott and Jose Buto, that can really supplement that rotation. So that's what you're going to look at here is how can you make the pitching better as we move toward the second half.
All right, well, help is on the way. Mike, I know you got to beat that traffic out to get to Queens for Citi Field, so I'm going to let you go here, and thanks for taking your time to join us.
All right, thanks for having me.